The field of human behavioral psychology shows us that we often conceal deep wounds. Have you ever had that feeling, that moment when you look in the mirror and you just don't recognize the person looking back at you? It's like maybe you're laughing loudly at a party, or you just closed a huge deal at work. On the outside, you're winning. You are the life of the party. But inside you're empty, like a room abandoned after a fire. The walls are still standing, but the soul is gone. I've been there. I really have. For years, I was the charming guy, the one who knew how to read everyone, the master of the forced smile. And I called it professionalism. I called it handling business. But I was lying. I was running on the last fumes of a performance. And if you were feeling exhausted, if you feel like the world is too loud and you are too broken, then this video is for you. Because what I learned is, you are not crazy. You are just exhausted from pretending that you are not hurting. Toxic defense mechanism. The truth is, a lot of us grew up being taught that emotions are forbidden. It's like, you have a bad day at school, you cry, and your parents say, "Come on, don't be so dramatic." Or you get angry and people say, "Calm down, it's not that big of a deal." So we start learning a brilliant, yet extremely toxic, survival skill. It's called the false self. This is actually how your brain works. Your emotional center, that small, vulnerable part, is screaming, "Danger, I'm in pain." But your prefrontal cortex, the logical part, jumps in and says, "Hey, shut up. If you hurt, you will be abandoned. Fake a smile, we have to survive first." This is not an illness, it's an overactivated defense mechanism. And this false self starts building a mask, a beautiful mask, a person you want to become. But the problem is, you bury the truth so deep that you, yourself, forget it's there. So you have everything, but you suffer from insomnia. You don't trust anyone, not even yourself. Your relationships are like minefields. You push people away, and then you beg them to stay. Sound familiar? God, I've done this countless times. So what is happening? This is the core secret that cost me years of struggling to learn. An unprocessed wound doesn't just disappear. It doesn't just lie dormant in memory. It hides. It ferments. It waits. And it's an expert at camouflage. It doesn't show up as a sad memory. It transforms into unprovoked anger. You freak out over a silly email. Persistent anxiety. You always feel like something is wrong even when everything is fine. Avoidance. You avoid phone calls, avoid invitations, avoid anything that requires commitment. You see, when we bury the past, we don't kill it, we duplicate it. And that duplicated version becomes a ghost. The ghost doesn't die, it haunts you. The psychologist Carl Jung has a great quote: "Your shadow, if you don't look at it, becomes your destiny." What we call going crazy is actually the soul's resistance. It is the scream of a mind that has been muzzled for too long. It is not a disease. It is a breakdown under the weight of pretense. So how do we stop this breakdown and start truly living? I have 3 practical steps, 3 keys that I wish I knew sooner. 1. Change the way you talk about your body. We often say, "I suffer from depression," or "I have anxiety." Big mistake. Here's a new, extremely simple concept. Your body is not the problem. Your body holds the problem. It's not a mental breakdown. It's a nervous system breakdown. The wound is not just in your head, it's in your body. The way you startle at a loud noise, the way your shoulders tense up when stressed, the way you breathe shallowly. Action key. Don't just talk to a therapist, work with the body. Try the shake. When you feel anxious, instead of trying to control it, let your body tremble a little. This is what animals do to release tense energy after escaping danger. It sounds silly, but it works. Do it. 2. Stop seeking normal and start seeking authenticity. I used to mistakenly believe that healing meant becoming a perfect version. Wow, what a terrible delusion that was. Common mistake to avoid. We don't heal to become perfect. We heal to become authentic. Don't try to patch up the mask. Look at your shadow. The anger you say isn't yours. The sadness you think isn't important. Action key. Start writing. Not to write a diary or a beautiful poem, write nonsense sentences, doodle, or just write one sentence over and over 50 times. I did not deserve to be treated that way. Or, I was hurt. This writing doesn't bring immediate peace. It gives you permission. Permission to be angry. Permission to grieve. 3. Seek adult validation. The child version of you inside is screaming for attention, but it doesn't need your advice. It needs the acceptance, the validation of a safe adult. This is why therapy is important. Not for them to fix you, but for them to say, "That was horrible. You did not deserve to suffer that." It sounds simple, but that validation is incredibly freeing. Action key. Find a good therapist, not for them to label you anxious or depressed. Find someone who sees the hurt child within you, not the successful adult you are trying to be. Don't try to impress them. Just cry. Cry for the child who grew up too fast. Cry for the adult who never felt safe. Reclaiming power. But here is the crucial point. Don't confuse understanding your trauma with clinging to it as an excuse. You see, the biggest trap is victim mentality. When you say, "I can't do this because I had a bad childhood," that is a truth, but it is also a trap. It keeps you paralyzed. It makes you think, "I am the victim. I have no control." The brain loves familiarity, even if that familiarity is painful. Complaining and blaming the past gives the brain a false sense of control. It says, at least I know why I failed. That is toxic comfort. Healing is not going back to the past to find someone to blame. Healing is going back to the past to reclaim your power. The power to say, "Yes, that happened, and I will not let it define me anymore." So friends, let's summarize. If you are feeling like you are about to go crazy or you are broken, remember this: you are not broken, you are buried. And healing is not about becoming someone new. Healing is about remembering who you were before the pain taught you how to forget. It starts with silence, not paralyzing silence, but sacred silence for listening. Write, scream, walk, cry, but do it consciously. Do it without shame. And most importantly, don't heal to become perfect. Heal so you can become authentic. So you can look in the mirror and recognize the person looking back at you. Because this world doesn't need more masks. It needs more people who have survived their shadow and returned, carrying the truth. Are you ready to start? Comment below with one word, any word, that describes the feeling inside you right now. It doesn't have to be a nice word. Just be honest. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe buttons. We will continue this journey together. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.